hope nobody that listens to the podcast watches this. I'm super uncomfortable about talking about this. It's how much money I make doing this podcast. I've been making this for 3-4 years now. It's how much money I make. What more can I say? Trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. First off, shout out to presentations.ai where I built this. My podcast is Daily Stock Pick Podcast. You can see the link down below for everything that you want to see. My name is Gary. I'll be presenting this, and I'm the host of the Daily Stock Pick Podcast. I am retired at 49. I'm 54 now, so I started this podcast. We'll go over the history of it, but I started the podcast because I was able to retire. I am a member of FIRE, I guess. I followed FIRE, Financial Independence Retire Early, before it was even cool, before I even knew what it was. It was just a matter of I wanted to start trading stocks at the age of 15. My grandfather taught me how to trade stock. My family has always been into trading stocks, not necessarily as a job, but more as building wealth and building income. Anybody can trade. You want to make sure that you have capital in order to start trading. So that doesn't mean you go out and you borrow money. You use the capital that you have. Financial independence is all about making sure that you have the capital and you continually add to your investments. So sound advice, I give it on the podcast on a daily basis, so tune in if that's something you like. Here's the content overview of the podcast. First, it's daily insights into potential stock picks and in-depth market analysis, helping listeners stay informed and proactive in their investment choices. Essentially, I go over macro, then I go into micro, which is in each individual stock. I have a portfolio on Savvy Trader, which is a top trading portfolio. I also have the Daily Stock Pick Core portfolio. It is what it is. Algorithmic trading insights. I built a 4-hour algorithm in Trendspider that allows you, if you sign up for Trendspider, to actually use this on your own stock to analyze everything. 4-hour algorithm was the basis of the initial podcast. It's the basis of my current investment strategy. I also use fundamentals and charts, so technical and fundamentals, and it's practical tips for managing your investments. That's essentially what the podcast is about. It's an hour a day. I'd like it to be 30 minutes. I'd like it to be 10 minutes, but I just tend to talk a lot. Now, here are the yearly milestones in the podcast. The first year was 2020. We were all on lockdown. I was trading stocks. I retired January 31st, 2020. So I lost 40% of my net worth in the next month. And essentially, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have that happen ever again. So I built the 4-hour algorithm with my friend Steve, and we traded on that. It turned out to be very successful when you back test it against a buy and hold strategy on many stocks. So it's just about back testing in Trendspider. I know that it works. So I decided, hey, we've got this great tool. Why not share it with others? I did a few podcasts, forgot about it. And in 2021, I realized there were like 10,000 people listening to me and asking me for more content with the 4-hour algorithm. So in 2021, I went to daily episodes. I had nothing to do. I was retired. So I went to daily episodes in 2021. 2022, I said, hey, I need to get the charts out because it was just an audio podcast in 2021. It was on Spotify. It was on Apple. It's on wherever you can get your podcast. In 2022, I started a YouTube channel, started doing 1-minute stock analysis. So I would do the podcast, then I would do these charts and show people the algorithm, show the charts on screen. And I shifted later in the year to live streams on YouTube. So essentially what I did in 2022, and I started doing live streams, and I would just hit the record button and record the podcast during the live stream. I also signed up with Trendspider, and that was the year where I signed up an affiliate agreement, kind of like the episode in Kramer where they called me and they said, hey, would you like to be an affiliate because you're getting a lot of signups with us? I was like Kramer in the episode where he gets free coffee latte. He's like, I'll take it. I was pretty much like that. And then they offered me some affiliate agreement. And I was like, hey, That's great. I can both get my Trendspider and I can provide it out there to people and share the tools that I personally use. So in 2023, I launched the paid newsletter. It was a complete mistake. What I was trying to do was do a book, like a PDF, and I accidentally charged people for the newsletter. Thankfully, everybody who got charged, nobody wanted a refund. So the newsletter has started to grow. I started my Savvy Trader portfolio, both a trading portfolio and a core portfolio, both of which are beating
reading the cues. And I partnered with Seeking Alpha during that year as well. And in 2024, this year, I collaborated with Alpha Picks, which is a curated portfolio of stocks that I would have never invested in. I partnered with them because their performance greatly beats the S&P buy and hold, and they give you 2 stock picks per month. So I decided to partner with them. And in this year, I actually achieved top 50 ranking in my niche of podcasts. So it's been a good year. The podcast earnings history, just so you're aware, 2020, I made absolutely nothing. Yes, I had 10,000 people listening. Yes, I had a bunch of people messaging me. I made nothing. 2021, even with the 1-minute stock analysis, I wasn't able to monetize on YouTube. I wasn't able to put ads on there. I made absolutely nothing. So that is 2 years where I put my heart and soul into the podcast and I made absolutely nothing. In 2022, I made $1,000. It was mostly from gifts. So essentially what happened was I said, hey, if you made money, you can gift me, treat me like a bartender. That's essentially what people did. They treated me like a bartender. So if you made money, you sent me a tip on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. One of the three. And I said, hey, I'm thankful for this. I'm going to continue to do this for free. I made $1,000. I was perfectly happy. 2023, it exploded. I launched Seeking Alpha Premium and the paid newsletter, and that was the main amount that I made was from the Trendspider deal. I launched Seeking Alpha and the paid newsletter, but the main amount of money of that $13,290 was from Trendspider because they were the longest affiliate agreement that I had. So that year, it mainly came from them. So what is Trendspider? It's a charting program. It's very simple, and it's the basis of why I think people don't understand trading. It's a very simple process. They have tools in there. You get a chart. You add in your indicators. You add in your moving averages. You add in everything that you want on the screen. And then you can set it up with a back-tested strategy. And that strategy is what I call the 4-hour algorithm. I have moving averages in there. I have the MACD in there. I have RSI in there. And it's an algorithm that actually tells you when you should buy and sell. And those buys and sells are back-tested and then formulated so that you can determine the actual return based on these trade versus buy and hold. So it's a technical and fundamental analysis because they just included fundamentals in there. So I'm constantly developing strategies and new strategies that will backtest against that. What I provide in the podcast is continuous market monitoring. So the podcast is 100% free. I vow to you the podcast will be free. The newsletter on a daily basis will be free. What I am charging for is just the weekend stuff, the education stuff, but I'm going to stay authentic. I've never advertised this podcast. I've never advertised anything. I'm staying just organic growth. I work 40 to 60 hours a week on this thing. So it's quite a labor of love. Automated trade execution. That's what Trendspider provides you. Back-tested strategies. We went over there. Data analytics enhancement. I utilize everything in my power. So Seeking Alpha, Trendspider, and Alpha Picks. Those are the 3 tools that I use to manage my own personal portfolio. And it's what I try and convey on the podcast to investors is there should be a strategy and a process for everything. It's all for free. Only thing that I personally charge for is the newsletter on the weekends, which is expanding to monthly meetings, to recorded education, video courses, and written courses. So it's all included in the paid newsletter. That's what I charge. But Trendspider is a tool they charge. Seeking Alpha is a tool they charge. And I do benefit from that as well. So it's an affiliate agreement. It provides me the large majority of the income. But if you just want to use your own tools, use your own tools. Now, this is just with the AI, presentations.ai, they put in this quote when I said, hey, create me a presentation. Success is not just what you accomplish in your life. It's about what you inspire others to do. That's the point of the podcast. It's to inspire you to invest, to try and get some financial independence. It's within your power. If I did it, I'm dumb. I don't trade options, and I tell people I just refuse to trade options because I'm dumb. But I've developed this system and developed this process, and I go over it every day. There is nothing that is hidden in the podcast. It's a good podcast. Trust me, it's top 50. Here are the sources of income for the podcast. There's affiliate and subscription tools. That's Trendspider, Seeking Alpha Premium, and Alpha Picks. Then there's subscriptions to me. There's the paid newsletter, and there's Savvy Trader. Out of those come fees. So I got Stripe with paid newsletter, Stripe fee with Savvy Trader, and Savvy Trader takes a little bit off the top. I didn't include any of that in the income. Advertising, there's two main sources of advertising. There's Spotify and YouTube. YouTube pays me next to nothing. Spotify pays me a good amount because the large majority of my audience is on Spotify. My belief is that you guys listen, if you're still listening and you're a listener. If you do listen, you probably listen in the car, you probably listen on headphones. It's more of a convenience thing. I think YouTube is more of a destination thing. And I don't think anybody wants to sit there and watch YouTube for an hour, but you do want to listen to Spotify for an hour. So Spotify provides video, Apple Podcasts. I do all of my hosting on podcast, Spotify per podcast. I think it's Podcast by I forget what the app's name is, but I do all my advertising through them. I don't have an agency. I'm just me. The entire Daily Stock Pick podcast, newsletter, everything is me. Just me. So the fourth source of income is gifts. Through the generous support of those who have taken trade and made money, they think of me as a bartender. That's it. Kind of a nice little tool for them. Nice little, hey, thank you for making me money. My hourly earnings, since I do spend quite a bit of time on this podcast. I spend 40 to 60 hours per week on the podcast and newsletter. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Just depends on the week. But if I were to take just affiliate and subscription revenue, it'd be $28.31 to $39.63 per hour. If I were just to take advertising revenue, it'd be $1.42 to $1.98 per hour. That is to indicate to people that the affiliate and subscription revenue is what supports the podcast. The advertising revenue, I know it's a pain to listen to advertising. I know it's a pain to skip past it, but my goal is to give you the tools. And that's why I think the affiliate and subscription revenue has become such a large portion of the income. The advertising revenue is just kind of the cherry on top. Provides me groceries every month, maybe a couple of lunches. That's about what it provides. The hourly rate, I'm still not making what I was making in the corporate world hourly. I'm still not making what I would be making trading hourly, because I do make a lot more hourly if I were to trade. So here's what you came for. 2024 earnings by source. I'll go over the total on the next slide. But advertising earnings so far this year, $2,913. Affiliate and subscription earnings, $58,245. By far, affiliate and subscription is huge. So if you're thinking about starting a podcast, I would start with affiliate and subscription revenue. Get a nice little source, like I have Linktree, where all of my stuff is, where the links can link out, and I get credit for anybody that clicks on that link. They're put into my program. Affiliate and subscription revenue is where I'm making the large amount of earnings. I don't have a lot of views. I don't have an enormous audience. I have a fairly large audience on Spotify, but Spotify charges less than YouTube for my ads. And so what's funny is YouTube doesn't have a lot of views. Spotify does, but I'm getting more money per thousand on YouTube than I am on Spotify. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't want to hire an agency either. If I wanted to actually make money off of advertising, I would do collaborations. I would invite other people on. I would do that type of thing. I don't. I want to stay true and authentic. Affiliate and subscription earnings. I will never sell you something that I don't use personally. Yes, I get invited to a lot of affiliate programs. I can bring up several apps that have invited me to start working with them and paying me for that. I don't want it. I want to stay authentic. I want to make sure that I provide the audience what they want. And what they want is not another tool that they have to pay for unless I use it. If I find value in it, you will find value in it. That's the theory. So here's the total earnings. Monthly, I'm making about $76.44 per month. That's through the end of August. Total 2024 earnings, I've made $61,158. If you go back to the slide where I earned nothing in 2020, nothing in 2021, I learned around $1,000 in 2022 and then $13,000 in 2023. 2024 is the year where I'm earning money. I thank everybody for supporting the podcast. I am truly, truly honored that you've decided that, hey, the tools that I use are the tools that you want to use. Everybody seems to like them. I have yet to get a negative review on any of the tools. Seeking Alpha Premium, Alpha Alpha Picks. I haven't gotten a negative review on any of them, and I use them personally, so I know they can be a resource for you, for your trading, for your portfolio management, for finding new stocks to buy. I know they can provide great resources for you. So that's why I think it's taken off with people, is they see when I do the podcast in the morning, this is exactly what I use. So the final call to action: listen, follow, listen, like, subscribe, whatever you want. If you're watching this and you're not interested in stocks and you're more interested in just the podcasting stuff, message me. I'll help you get started with a podcast. I don't mind, giving you some guidance. Everything that you want on the podcast is found at Linktree, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. I'll put it up on the screen right now. You can see it. It's down there. Spotify, Trendspider, Seeking Alpha. That's my banner. If you have a simple question on podcasting, just ask me. I'm more than happy to answer. But again, the affiliate revenue has been the route that I've taken. This is the amount of money that I've made each year. I'm truly, truly blessed to be able to make that amount of money. I'm shocked. It's been a labor of love. I do like what I'm doing. And for anybody that's looking to get into podcasting, remember, these are my earnings through 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. I've been doing this for quite a while. I didn't have an audience beforehand. I've got an audience now. Building that audience is the key. Creating the authenticity with your audience is the key. Making sure that you're not flashy is the key. The business, the flash guys, they're gone in a heartbeat. But it took a long time to be able to make a living at this. And it's a long process. You've got to love what you do. That's my best advice to you podcasters. You've got to love it. If you don't love it, if it's not in your heart, you won't make it. You won't make it. You'll burn out before you get to actually making it. If you have any questions, hit me up. Everything's on the Linktree, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully you'll start
Every
tuning
morning
in.
I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.